They will point to the moment it all clicked. They'll show you the spotlight, the applause, the champagne moments on the balcony of a penthouse that seems to touch the clouds. But they won't tell you about the darkness that came before the dawn, the countless nights of failure. No one documented the silence that screamed louder than any critic. The truth is, there is no such thing as overnight success. Only the patience to endure storms the world never sees. Only the grit to keep building when the foundation keeps cracking. Only the vision to keep painting the masterpiece when the canvas keeps tearing apart. Rockefeller didn't wake up rich. He walked through bankruptcy, betrayal, and brutal competition. He studied oil until he knew its every move, every ripple, every cent in the air before a boom. And when others called it luck, he called it math. He called it mastery. He called it mission. But you, your being, sold shortcuts. You're being fed dopamine and calling it discipline. You scroll through success reels and wonder why your life doesn't feel like theirs. Because what you're seeing is the outcome. What you're not being shown is the process. And the process is ugly, it's bloody, it's lonely, and it is sacred. Warren Buffett started investing at 11 by 15. He had read hundreds of books most adults can't pronounce. His success wasn't magic. It was a ritual, a life lived in compound effort. He didn't chase the flashy. He chased the fundamentals. While others gambled, he waited, he studied, he built theirs. A violence in becoming great, not violence toward others, but a kind of war against the weaker version of yourself, the one who wants comfort, the one who wants ease, the one who whispers, "Just this once, quit early." And every day, you either silence that voice or you let it control you. You think discipline is about waking up at 5 a.m. No, discipline is about waking up in pain, in doubt, with nothing to show for it, yet waking up anyway. It's about saying yes to what you believe in and no to everything that distracts from it, over and over again, until your life becomes proof that you didn't just dream, you endured. James Allen said, "As a man thinketh, so is he." But what he didn't say loud enough is that thoughts mean nothing without labor, without obsession, without action that makes your muscles ache and your soul harden into steel. You want the crown, but are you willing to bleed for it? Because every empire ever built, every dynasty ever carved into history, began not with fireworks, but with firewood. Men gathering broken branches, stacking them one by one, and lighting a spark in the cold. And yet you're here looking for speed, for shortcuts, for the 3 secrets that will unlock millions overnight. But hear me now, there are no secrets. There is only the grind. There is only the slow, invisible, unsexy work, the grind that breaks most men, but for a few, for the ones who decide, not just wish, not just hope, but decide that they will become something more. That grind becomes the forge. Florence Scovel's Shin spoke of the law of expectancy, of faith shaping the fabric of reality. But faith without motion is fantasy. Your vision must have legs, and those legs must be blistered, calloused, cut, because faith without action is a dream unbirthed, and dreams that never breathe are nightmares. In disguise, the world will call you mad. It will call you obsessed. It will mock your schedule, your silence, your focus, until the day it claps for you. And you must learn to clap for yourself. Long before the world ever joins in, you must learn to build in the dark, to grow without applause, to master without mentors, to teach yourself the language of power in solitude. Henry Ford didn't wait for someone to build his factory. He reimagined what it meant to build at all, while the world followed horses. He studied the machine. While others waited for permission, he gave it to himself. And when the world laughed, he smiled, because when you know your vision, their laughter becomes fuel, and you sit on gold. But you keep mining other people's treasure. You scroll, you compare, you worship their highlight reels, while your own legacy sits buried beneath fear, beneath doubt, beneath waiting for the right time. But there is no right time. There is only time. And how you spend it, you think you're tired. But you're not. You're uninspired. You're malnourished from feeding on surface-level motivation. You need depth. You need fire. You need the kind of hunger that doesn't go away when you're full. The kind that grows with every failure, every rejection. Every sleepless night where the only thing louder than your heart is your calling. And when you finally answer that calling, not with words, but with action. Not with dreams, but with discipline. Not with fantasy, but with fire. Then the world will label it overnight success, and you will laugh, because you'll know it was never about speed. It was always about stamina. You will laugh, not because it was easy, but because they thought it was, because they mistook your silence for luck, your patience for privilege, your struggle for simplicity. But they didn't see the years when no one believed, when you were the only one holding the vision together with bloody hands and bitten lips, when the ceiling was too low for your dreams and the floor too unstable for your fears, when you gave everything and got nothing, yet gave again. They call it luck because they don't have the language for sacrifice. They don't understand what it means to build when nothing is promised, to show up when there is no applause, to train when there is no game, to bleed when there is no bandage. They don't know the silence of the grind, the invisibility of effort, the poverty of applause during your becoming. Dale Carnegie once said, "Most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who kept on trying when there seemed to be no hope at all. Not when it was convenient, not when it was popular, but when the lights were off, when the money was gone, when the doors slammed shut, and all you had was a flicker of willpower still burning in your chest." This is what they won't tell you, that greatness is a choice, but it's also a burden, that glory is heavy, that success costs more than money. It costs time. It costs relationships. It costs your comfort zone. It demands you walk into the fire of your own limitations and come out burned. But unbroken Rockefeller didn't wait for the oil to come to him. He hunted it, negotiated it, organized it, refined it. He turned chaos into structure, turned rivals into allies, turned instability into dominance, because he understood that the real war was not in the marketplace. It was in the mind, and until you win the war in your own head, you'll keep losing battles in your life. You don't need another tactic. You need another identity, the kind that wakes up with thunder in its chest, that looks in the mirror and sees a soldier, not a victim, a leader, not a follower, a builder, not a beggar. You don't wait to be chosen. You choose yourself. The world wants results, but you must want the work. The world wants performance, but you must crave preparation, because champions are not born in stadiums. They're born in solitude, in discipline, in repetition. So intense it rewires the nervous system. So relentless it becomes who you are. Not just what you do. Buffett didn't guess. He read, he analyzed, he waited, he didn't look for hype. He looked for value. And you must do the same, not just in the market, but in yourself. Look for value, not vanity. Look for substance, not status. Because real wealth is not found in what shines. It's found in what endures. Florence Scovel. Shin said, "Your word is your wand, but your actions are the spell. Speak your dreams, but then cast them. Craft them, hammer them into reality with every decision you make, every thought you discipline, every hour you sacrifice. Your life is your spell book. What you repeat becomes what you reap. Most will fold, not because they weren't talented, but because they weren't patient. They planted seeds, and when fruit didn't show in weeks, they dug them up and cursed the soil. A legacy isn't microwaved, it's forged. You don't build wealth like a sprint. You build it like a cathedral, stone by stone, vision by vision, failure by failure, until what stands is too massive to fall, too real to ignore, and while others are busy counting followers. You must count disciplines while they chase attention. You must chase alignment because attention fades. But alignment compounds. It becomes your reputation, your identity, your echo in every room you've never entered, your legacy etched into people you'll never meet. This is the grind they hide. This is the path they edit out. The nights you cry but refuse to quit. The deals that fall apart. The partners who betray you. The launches that flop. The customers who never come. But still you keep going. Still you rise. Still you rebuild. Not because it's easy, but because the vision is worth the pain. Ford didn't just build cars. He built systems. He built people. He built a new rhythm for the world. And that rhythm wasn't overnight. It was the slow beat of trial, of iteration, of relentless adaptation. And when it clicked, the world changed. Is the power of the grind. It doesn't just build wealth. It builds gravity. And once you have gravity, you no longer chase opportunities. They orbit. Ask yourself, are you building gravity? Or are you just grabbing attention? Are you becoming someone the world must reckon with? Or are you still asking for permission to matter? You were not born to scroll past your destiny. You are not designed to binge other people's greatness. You were born to build, to fight, to rise, to own your damn life, like your name depends on it, because it does. And when that moment comes, when the lights hit, when the headline reads, "Overnight Success," smile. But don't stop, because by then you'll know success isn't a destination, it's a direction, and the grind, the sacred, violent, holy grind, was never the obstacle. It was always the path. Because the grind isn't what blocks the gate. The grind is the gate. It is the only toll you must pay for greatness, and it demands everything. Your time, your ego, your illusions. It strips you of the fantasy that you can have without becoming that. You can possess without earning, that you can lead without bleeding. Look at every empire in history. They were not built in peace. They were carved through tension, molded through failure, baptized in rejection, and still they rose. Still they planted. They're flagged, still they looked into the eyes of mediocrity and said, "Not me, not today, not ever. This is your inheritance." Not ease, but excellence. Not shortcuts, but supremacy through sweat. And the world doesn't owe it to you. It never will, but it will. Respect what you take through character, what you earn through consistency, and what you protect through purpose. James Allen wrote, "Men do not attract that which they want, but that which they are. You do not get what you desire. You get what you become. And becoming is violent. Becoming is slow. Becoming is lonely. You must break everything false within you. Every excuse, every lazy impulse, every weak craving, every belief that says you are not enough, because you are not yet, but you will be. If you stay in the furnace, this world is not lacking opportunity. It is lacking people willing to grind when no one is watching, to train like titans while others sleep, to build like warriors while others weep, to step into the storm and scream, "I will not be moved." You think the greats didn't cry? They did. You think they didn't want to quit? They did. You think they didn't feel fear? They did. But they did not surrender to it. They used it. They made fear their compass. They made failure their fuel. And they made pain their proof. Every broken moment, every lost hour, every silent rejection, every whispered doubt, it was all part of it. And the ones who win, they don't erase the pain. They honor it. They make it part of the architecture, like steel in the concrete. It's what holds them up, not what tears them down. Rockefeller was not just a businessman. He was a tactician. He knew when to wait, when to strike, when to scale. He didn't screen his ambition. He executed it, quietly, relentlessly, strategically. He let the results speak, and they roared, and you must do the same. You do not need to prove yourself with words. Prove it with mastery. Prove it with focus. Prove it with a life so well constructed. They cannot ignore you. They cannot deny you. They cannot call it luck, because luck doesn't move like this. Luck doesn't build systems. Luck doesn't survive decades. You do, Warren Buffett says. The stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. And so is life. The impatient scroll, swipe, quit, the patient build. Learn, win, not in a day, but over decades, and when it's done, there is no competition. Only legacy. You want freedom, but freedom has a fee, and the currency is your discipline, your character, your commitment to endure the invisible years, the years when you have nothing but faith, and a fire that refuses to go out, even when the world pours water on it every single day. You were not built for convenience. You were built for conquest. You were built for hard roads, high walls, and deep waters. You are not a consumer. You are a creator. You are not a spectator. You are the architect of your own empire, and if no one believes in you, good. Let their disbelief be your blueprint. Let their doubt be your design. Let their silence be your symphony. Because the grind doesn't lie. It reveals, it separates the committed from the curious, this serious from the wishful, the builders from the dreamers. And every day, every hour, you choose which one you are. You can't scroll your way to greatness. You can't hack your way to mastery. You can't visualize your way to an unshakable legacy. You must sweat. You must break. You must rise again and again and again until your name is no longer a question. It becomes a statement. You want to know what overnight success really looks like. It looks like waking up for 15 years straight before the sun. It looks like saying no to every distraction, dressed as opportunity. It looks like becoming someone so dangerous with discipline that mediocrity runs when it hears your footsteps. And when that day comes, when they ask you, what was the secret? You'll smile and say, there was no secret. There was only the grind. There was only the mission. There was only the decision to never ever stop. And when it's finished, when the bricks are laid, the bridge is built, the fortune forged not just in currency, but in character, you won't look back and see luck. You'll see labor, layered, measured, undeniable. Remember the nights you bled into your purpose, the mornings you rose without applause, the moments you were laughed at, doubted, dismissed, and you'll realize that was the gift, not the victory, but the valley that tested your vision. Because overnight success is the myth the world sells to justify its laziness, to excuse its fear, to explain why it never tried. It's the comfort story for cowards, a bedtime tale for those who want the crown but reject the cross. The truth? There are no elevators in the empire, only stairs, and every step echoes, every sacrifice compounds, every delay deepens your roots until the fruit is undeniable, until the world calls you genius. But you remember being broke until they call you chosen, but you remember being forgotten. You walk through halls you built, speak from stages you once only dreamed of, shake hands with kings, but feel none above you, because you earned it, you shaped it, you demanded it. And when you rise, let it not be in pride, but in purpose. Let your wealth be wide enough to bless, but deep enough to never enslave you. Let your name be heavy with meaning, not fame. Let your legacy be a mirror for others to see their potential. In Henry Ford didn't ask if the world was ready. He made it ready. He bent time and motion to his vision and said, if I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. You are not here to repeat the past. You are here to redefine it, not to inherit tradition, but to invent destiny. The grind is not your punishment. It's your proving ground. It's where you meet the parts of you that the easy life will never introduce. It's where vision gets forged, where values get tested, where the weak leave and the worthy remain. It's where you outgrow who you were, so you can step into who you are always meant to become. It's where silence speaks louder than applause, where doubt sharpens faith, and every rejection reminds you, you are not average. You are chosen, so keep going, even when the world mocks your slowness, even when the return doesn't match the effort even. When the voices say, just settle, just wait, just stop. Don't, because the grind is listening. It's watching. It's recording every rep, every choice, every tear. And when it's ready, it will reward you in public for everything you endured in private. This is not a game of chance. This is a covenant of cause. This is not a roll of the dice. This is the price of dominion. And it is worth it every second, every scar, every season of obscurity, every delayed celebration, every painful lesson, because the moment you rise, really rise, not just in wealth, but in wisdom, not just in power, but in principle, not just in influence, but in integrity, that's when you'll understand you didn't just build a life, you built a legacy. You didn't just chase success, you embodied it. You didn't just survive the grind, you became it, and the world will no longer ask, how did you do it so fast? It will ask, how did we not see it coming? And your answer will be, because the seed grows in silence, because the roots deepen before the rise, because the storm didn't stop me, it shaped me. And because I didn't wait for the world's permission, I gave myself a mandate to grind, to grow, to go all the way, until the story was undeniable, until the myth of overnight success was buried under the truth of unstoppable purpose. And that truth is you. You are the grind. You are the gift. You are the legacy in motion, so build now and never stop.